Hello everyone, my name is Kate Marshall. My channel name is called Inked Paper Art. Today is day 9 of 365 days of junk journal ideas. Today we're going to make a layered pocket. It's something that you can make and add to any page and have ready. Just make a bunch of pages up and have them ready to add into signatures as you need pages. So let's go ahead and get started on making our pocket. We're going to go ahead and make a layered pocket that has all kinds of ephemera tucked inside of it. And so what you're going to want today is you're going to want some type of lightweight cardstock. A lightweight cardstock because when you layer, you don't want to add too much bulk and weight to your page. I'm going to use a floral pattern, but I just brought in a couple of other ones that I'll probably end up using for tags or something like that to coordinate. You can also pick two and you can use two different patterns. We might do that as well. But let's go ahead and get started cutting up our pieces. So for me, I'm going to cut up several of these just because I can't make up my mind what I want to do here. We're going to cut up several of these. And so let's cut these three. I'm going to use the Tim Holtz cutter today. The first cut that you want to do is I'm going to take this floral pattern here and I'm going to basically cut this down into 1/8. The way that we do that is we first cut it in half. And so we know that this is an 8.5 by 11 size sheet of paper. So our first cut is going to be at the 5.5 mark. And then from there, I'm going to layer up my pieces. You don't have to layer them. I should layer them, but I'm not going to. And then, so single layer. So the next cut, that was 5.5. The next cut is we're going to cut this in half again. And so it's an 8.5 sheet of paper, 8.5-inch sheet of paper. We're going to cut at 4.25. Okay. And then from here, we're going to layer both of these and we're going to cut these in half. So 4.25. We're going to cut the next cut is going to be actually 2.75 because we were at 5.5. So we're going to go 2.75. And that's going to give us four pieces that are 2.75 by 5.5. And so we're done cutting this one. Now I do want to coordinate mine and put a couple of different different colored paper in there. You don't have to. I'm just getting extra fussy with it. So I'm going to go ahead and repeat that process one more time. I'll be super quick about it. So I'm going to make my first cut at 5.5. Right there. First cut, 5.5. We're going to have lots of pocket material. Next cut is 4.25. 4.25. And then we're going to cut that in half again at 2.75. 2.75. And now I've got extra panels. You only need 4 panels for this pocket, but because I might want to coordinate my colors and make a little pocket that has different shades in it, I cut up some extra. So I'm going to leave my extras over there, my florals over here. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to mock lay them up so that I can be a little designer and design how I want my pocket to look. You want to pick the panel that you like the most. You're going to pick that panel and that's going to be your last panel. So I really like these big roses right here. I think I'm going to leave that as my last panel. So many good options with this one. I could have also chose that. I guess I'm gonna choose this one. I don't know, one or the other. Maybe we'll just make 2 and then that'll make it easy for me. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a different pattern of paper to layer in. Here's how we're making our pocket. We're gonna layer up 4 pieces. So that's what I'm saying. The piece that you're gonna see the most of is gonna be this last panel over here. I wanna change up mine and add in a couple of different colors. So, you know, I could go something like this, and then I would use this, and then I would use this. So here could be one pocket for me. That's a pretty combination. And then maybe on this one, we will go like this, and like this. Okay. So after you have your pockets arranged the way that you want them, your color coordination is good. You picked out your last panel. The next thing you want to do is stack them all together, all 4 pieces together. And you're going to get your thumb hole punch, whatever you use for a thumb hole punch. I like to use the Stampin' Up! Whale tail. You just slide all 4 pieces stacked together in there and give them a little notch. It's cardstock and it's 4 layers. That punch is a good punch. So we did that on that one. We're going to do the same thing on this one. And then after this step, we're going to ink. And so I'm just going to get all 4 panels in there, layer up that little thumb hole notch there, and there we go. Okay, so we've done that. The next is inking. I'm going to be super quick about my inking. So a little trick when you've got them all layered up like this is to just keep them layered, keep them all layered up, and go ahead and start your inking. You will have to go back and fix a couple little things, but for this, for the most part, it really does get quite a bit of the inking work done for you. So here's my 4 there. Let's go ahead and get these 4 done. Now, if you're not inking, no problem. Just move on to the next step, which is gluing. So we're going to ink these, and inking all together just saves me a little bit of time. I will, like I said, have to make a few adjustments here or there. We'll see. These videos are quick. All right, so this is what my pocket looks like over here. I've got first panel, second panel, third panel, and fourth panel. I like it. It looks good. The only thing that I will want to do is just to add a little bit more ink on this forward edge. We've got most of it inked, but I'll just add a little bit more in there. And that's just so that whenever your pocket is put on a page, the person who's putting the ephemera in and out, the journal owner, user, they can see these little pockets just a little bit more. Okay, so from here we're going to glue. The way that we're going to glue them is we're going to offset each pocket by about I'm going to say 1/2 inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch. You want to make sure when you're done that your pocket is going to fit on your page and not go over the edge. So I'm going to leave this page here. It's going to help me to gauge how wide I can make my pocket. So you're going to glue, and this is kind of a different little way of gluing. So assemble your pocket best you can. I'm going to just do it one more time and lay it down there. Now, I know that I'm going to leave about 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to start at the back on the first, the bottom panel, and I'm going to go to about there and to about there. So I'm guessing where I want it, and I'm going to place it on just like that. And the only thing that you're trying to do here is keep your bottom lined up. Okay. Keep your bottom lined up there. Press that over. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to repeat this process of gluing until we've got all of our panels down there. So I'm using one of my floral digitals, and I'm using a digital of aqua coffee dyed paper. So I'm just keeping the bottom lined up here, and then I'm going to do that one last time. And on this one, we're just doing the top and bottom. Now we're done. Our pocket is good. We've got it all on there. Making sure that my panels are evenly spaced. They're lined up at the bottom down here, and we're good. Oh, it slid, but we're good. Okay, so then next step, you're gonna get all 4 panels glued together, and you're gonna do a thumb hole notch up here at the top. So make sure that that glue is dry, it's good, and we're gonna thumb hole notch right there, right here at the top. Just evenly space it. Again, I got layers of cardstock there, so mine is a little harder to do than probably if it was paper. I like to use a lightweight cardstock here. It just helps. The end user is going to be putting things in and out of this pocket. So from this point, I just want to make sure that I'm inked wherever I need to ink. Like I said, you got most of it the first time, and you just do little adjustments after that. And now we're going to put this down on a page. Okay. So this is something that you can make ahead, and then you can do the final decoration for whatever matches the theme of your journal. So when we glue this down, we're not going to, this is a pocket right here. So we're not going to glue right here. We're going to glue all across the bottom. So all across the bottom, up this side, and just tack it over here, and I'll show you that. So we're going to glue all across the bottom, and then all down this side right here, the side without the thumb hole notch. If it has a notch on it, you're not gluing right now, okay? So that's going to get our pocket down. And then right here, I'm just going to tack it down right here. That's it, just a little tack. Maybe just that far over, and that actually might be too far. Just, I don't know, half an inch, a very small amount to tack it down. And then we're going to center it on our page. I'm just putting it on a coffee dyed page for right now. You would maybe want to put it on a pattern paper or something like that. But for now, that's down and it's good. And then I'm going to make this one. This is going to be made exactly the same way. So I'm going to layer it up and put it on exactly like this. But for this one, we have, you know, a sheet of cardstock over here that we can cut some quick tags out of. And then I'm going to show you where these tags go. It's probably pretty obvious, but let's just look. So let me cut some tags real quick. I'm going to do a nice 3.5 tag for that back pocket. And then the other tags, I'm going to go about 4 inches. And I'm going to slice this down here. So I'm doing tags that are about 4 by 3, 4 by 3. And that's good there. Let me just trim down this guy here so that he will fit on our page. And we're good. I've got lots of little tag options from that sheet of cardstock. And so you're going to cut these into tag shape and you're going to decorate them and all that kind of stuff. But this is the way the tag goes in the back, right? And then for these little guys here, you have a lot of space in this pocket. It goes from here to here. So you could do a nice big tag there. I've got little journal cards, whatever you want to put in them. You can layer it up and put multiple pieces, but this is basically the way it looks. I can cut these into tag shape, but let's go ahead and do our other little pocket just because we have a couple minutes. Let me cut a couple of these. Well, we could just leave them into journal cards or whatever. But anyway, let's glue our other pocket. I'm in the pocket doing mood right now. Now you see where I poked my little thumb hole notch right here. I did forget to tell you this. Where I chopped my little thumb hole notch, you do need to come back in and just tack down this sheet of cardstock, the top layer. Just tack it back down. And it's because it was glued right there, but when we did our little thumb hole notch, we chopped it. I did forget to tell you that, so that's good. We did that. And let's go ahead and do another one right here. We're just going to ink it up quick. We've got some of it inked. Let me just make sure the little thumb hole notches and the front edge is inked nice. Love this color combination, these aqua blue and pink roses. I do have some decorating bits too. I don't know if today's a day where you guys want to hang out for an extra 5 minutes, but I do have some decorating bits. So we could decorate. Okay, let me get these glued. And on this one, we're just going to glue again, starting at the bottom panel and then guesstimate over, leaving about 3/4 of an inch. You can always go back and adjust your glue too. So I'm doing 3/4 of an inch and I'm lining up the bottom and making sure that's even. By stacking them all up and thumb hole punching all of them together like that, that ensures that your thumb hole is exactly in the place it needs to be all across all of your pockets. If you wanted to hole punch each one individually, it would be really difficult to get them all perfectly spaced apart. So just line up the bottom. This one needs to come down just a smidge. There we go. And then again, this is a really cute little stacked pocket idea for a page. And I love the fact that we can just make up pages ahead of time using some, you know, our favorite color cardstock, our favorite, you know, patterns of paper. We can make up these pockets ahead of time. And then as we do a journal, we can tailor that decoration, you know, the final decoration, because you're going to decorate this panel if you want to. You don't have to. But I love the fact that we can do that, make up pages ahead of time. It saves time in the end, right? And some days you just want to make something, but you're not in the mood to make like a whole fully decorated journal or something like that. So this is just a cute little idea, cute, fun little idea. So now I will ink up the rest of this so I can glue it down to a page. Ink in the top, ink in that, the bottom here, and we're good. And then I'm going to tack back down where I thumb hole notched right here, this top panel. Just pull it back, add a little bit of glue, and put it back down. And then because it's cardstock, you can hold it for a minute, but that's a cute little layered pocket, if I do say so myself. So I'm not going to glue it to the other side of this page, but this is basically how it goes. You guys saw me do it the first time. I just like to leave mine back as far as I can on the page, not putting it right on the edge, but as far as I can, because that bottom one is a pocket there too. So that's the pocket. Let's see about decorating some of these little guys over here. Let's see about finishing this. So first things first, we need this guy to be a tag. Now I just have white cardstock. I'm probably going to put, coffee dyed paper on the back, but for the purpose of this video and being short, I just figured we would leave it white for now, and I'll probably put coffee dyed on the back. So I've cut everything that I wanted. I cut these two into tags. I'm going to leave these two as journaling cards right now. They need inked around, but before we do that, I'm going to just worry about decorating a little tiny bit. I've got this little fairy, and I like the fact that there's this, blue rose kind of situation going on there. So I think if I put some book page, I could probably put this little fairy right here. And then for these, I've got this big panel of birds, and I think that might look good. Not upside down, but that might look good right there. So that could go there. You guys are going to have to mock decorate with me so I don't run over my time too much. But if I do something like that there, add my fairy, I need a little scrap of book page. I don't know if I can find it in 5 seconds here, but just a little scrap of book page so that my fairy can stand out. This is too small, but you guys will get the idea. If I put book page behind her, she'll stand out. And then I can decorate up the rest of these and stick them in the pocket. They're going to be so dang cute. It's going to be a really effective little page, and you've got a mixture of journaling cards and tags, and you've got quite a bit of journaling space on the backs of all of these. So I'm going to leave it there. We ended up making 2 pockets. We almost got to decorating. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. And I will remind you to check out the description box below this video. There's like a little arrow you clicked, or it says see more. Everything that you need to know about me and what I do is linked in that description box below the video. All of my links, my Facebook group. My Facebook group is called Junk Journal Makers. I encourage you to go over there and take a peek at that. I would love to have you join our group. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow.